form of a Capitol Police officer.
As emotional as that was and as awful as January 6th was, let's look forward. To help us understand what Americans can expect to learn from the hearings, constitutional law expert Professor Douglas Godfrey of the Chicago-Kent School of Law. Professor, we appreciate you being with us, and we know you also worked in Congress as well, so have a unique perspective of this. FBI and U.S. attorneys have charged a number of people. They've had investigations, and they have put a number of people behind bars. What do we hope to learn differently from this report as opposed to all the other investigations that have happened?
Well, there are several very important things. One is we have to remember that this committee has subpoena power. They can summon people before them, put those people under oath. As any investigator will tell you, that's just vitally important. And second, the committee can take a much broader view. The individual prosecutions, there are over 450 of them,
right,
only concern that individual's criminal liability. The committee can take a much broader view. How extensive was the knowledge of a potential attack before it happened? How involved were certain groups like the 3%ers? Why was there such a miserable failure of the security in the Capitol building?
Yeah, those are all important questions. You mentioned subpoena power. So how high up does this subpoena power go? Are we going to see Vice President Pence or Chris Miller, the Secretary of Defense, all of a sudden called? What about Leader McCarthy, who we know was on the phone with the president?
Yes, all of those can be done. And just today, the Biden administration told former members of the Trump administration that they can go ahead and testify. So they're not going to be able to claim executive privilege. So the subpoenas could go to former members of the cabinet, to Vice President Pence, even to Mr. Trump himself.
One might imagine they're going to have a hard time compelling the president, the former president, that is, to show up.
Yes, and it's a cumbersome process. While Congress has subpoena power, it has to go to the courts to get them to enforce it. And that can be a long, drawn-out battle. And we've seen with the subpoenas about Mr. Trump's tax records for the grand jury that eventually the Supreme Court says he has to turn over. That's been a very long, drawn-out affair.
You've worked in Congress before. Who ends up writing this long report?
Staff members, and that's vitally important because over the break, Congress is coming into a break. Over the break, they'll put a lot of subpoenas out for documents, for tapes, radio runs, things like that. And then individual staff members for the majority and minority committees will start to pull together their cases. And those are the people who are eventually going to write the reports that will be approved by the members of Congress.
You mentioned majority and minority. It's sort of majority and majority because it was Nancy Pelosi who said she wasn't going to seat a couple of the Republicans that Republicans wanted to put on. So therefore, she picked Adam Kinzinger and Liz Cheney to be on the committee. Have you ever seen anything like that before where the majority told the minority who they could and could not have on such an important committee?
No, but unfortunately, in my opinion, the minority has politicized this question, and then they wanted to put some real flamethrowers on the committee as representative of the Republicans. And that's not going to really get us what we need. If you look at a committee that functioned well, like the 9/11 committee, they were able to come up with some compelling recommendations that led to the founding of the Department of Homeland Security, that ensured better communications with local police. Since we don't have that bipartisan cooperation here, it will be very easy for the minority to attack whatever result comes out.
I understand the point. I guess the question would be, from a broader sense, if you have a report that is inherently partisan, as this one will be, how do you expect the rest of the country then to accept it?
Well, you have to make it very fact-based. You have to take all the emotion out of it, if possible. And eventually you have to have people outside of the Congress promoting it that people will respect. Whether that occurs or not, I don't know.
All right. Well, that's a good point. Fact-based and taking emotion out of it is things that have not been happening in Washington over the past four or so years. Law professor Douglas Godfrey, thanks so much for joining us. We appreciate it as always. Thank you.
You're most welcome.
Excellent insights. We're going to continue the conversation about the committee, specifically the politics at play here.